Okay guys, in this video we're going to talk about Hunter fall arrest systems. Here's the creme de la creme on the market right now. The Hunter Safety System Ultralight. Weighs 2.5 pounds, costs between $75 and $200 depending on what size you want. The one that I'm going to show you that I made myself does not have shoulder straps. If you want shoulder straps, you can just tie another piece of rope on it. But mine weighs a little under 1.5 pounds. And it'll keep you in the tree if you fall out of your deer stand. So get ready, here it comes. Hey guys, Brian Gray Killer here. I'm going to talk to you today about an easy, lightweight fall arrest system that anyone can carry. If anyone's watched any of my hunting videos for any length of time, you know I always wear a safety vest or at least a safety harness when I'm in the deer stand. Especially, you know, of course we're talking about people who hunt from an elevated platform, especially when I'm in my climbers. You know, as I get older and I gain a little weight, I bought a bunch of lightweight capacity climbers years ago, and I'm just about to max those things out now, especially when you talk about me having a 30 or 40 pound pack and a bow or a gun or something like that, you know, in wintertime when it's cold and I'm carrying a bunch of clothes. Anyway, here's a lightweight system that any hunter can buy pretty cheap. I probably got $20 invested in this thing, and it's real small, real lightweight. You can put it in your pack, and you can carry it with you on those public land hunts. You know, weight is a premium on public land hunts when you're walking miles in the woods, and this is where people skimp trying to cut weight, is on their safety equipment. So here's something for you public land hunters that are hunting out of climbing tree stands, that you can carry with you. It doesn't weigh very much and it might save your life. Hold on, I'll show you how it works. Cool. So basically what this is going to amount to, guys, is a Swiss seat and a tether system. Swiss seat's real easy to do. Don't be intimidated by knots, because there's nothing intimidating about them. For the type of Swiss seat, now it varies depending on who you are and where you were trained, but for the type of Swiss seat that I like to use, if you'll put the rope under your foot and bring it over, and you need as far as you can reach. Now I know some guys bring the rope up under their arms and that's long enough for them, but for the safety knots that I tie, I like to have this rope the length of down under your feet and as high as you can reach. That's how long your rope needs to be to fit your body. Simply gonna find the two ends, pull it back, find the center, loop the center under your legs like this, where you have a loop sticking out. Bring both ends of your rope through it, like so. You want to pull this thing nice and snug. Yeah, it looks a little silly, but we're talking about saving your life here if you fall asleep and fall out of your tree. Bring those two ends of rope back around your back and cross them, like so. Back around the front, tie it off in a square knot. Done. Now, to make sure that square knot's going to hold, you can tie a little half-inch knot on each end. That way the half-inch is not going to pull through the square knot, and your Swiss seat is not coming undone. Bam. Nice tether system. I mean, nice Swiss seat harness system that doesn't weigh very much, and you simply hook your tether onto the tree and carabiner in right back here. I'll show you that now. For a tether system, I'm using the same size rope. This is just a 1/2 inch braided nylon rope with a cotton core. I got a figure 8 on a bite with a safety loop knot below that on both ends, figure 8 on a bite with a safety loop knot below that, and a carabiner on top. For the ends of your tether, you're just gonna, to tie your figure 8, you're just gonna take a bite on your rope, about an 18-inch bite, right? And you're gonna tie a figure 8 in this bite. Figure 8's a real easy knot. Loop over, like so, loop around, and back through.
Figure 8 on a bike. Simple. Dress it up if you need to. You don't have to. It works just fine like it is. Here it is again. Figure 8 on a bike. You got a biter rope about 18 inches long. Make a loop. Bring the end of your loop around the main rope and back up through the top loop from the bottom, and that's your figure 8 on the bike. Then you take your tag in, tie yourself a little safety knot here. A little safety granny knot, half hitch knot, just like so. That ain't coming out no matter what you do. Tie that on both ends of your tether rope. Pretty easy stuff. Remember, on this end, one of the ends, the loop needs to be larger so that this knot can pass through it. The part that you're going to loop around the tree, your bite needs to be big enough for this knot and this carabiner to go through it when you loop it around the tree, like so. So when you're in the stand, you want to loop this thing above your head, pull your rope through. Again, this is why that loop needs to be big, for that knot to fit through. Tighten her down. Then you're going to take your carabiner and clip in right back here. Good to go. The shorter you can make this rope, you want this rope to be short enough to where when you fall, it's not going to put you below the foot platform of your stand, to where you can still climb back on your stand. That's very important. But you also want it to be long enough to where you could sit down and stand up comfortably and not cause yourself to fall because this rope's throwing you off balance. Another thing is if you can shorten this rope up by wrapping it around the tree twice, or however you need to do it, if you can shorten this rope up and get it where you can sit down and stand up but just barely sit down, then you can use this rope to lean against if you find yourself at an odd angle shot. And you can lean against this rope to help you get around a limb or whatever when you're trying to get that shot on that deer, you know, on a skittish deer or a deer that just came in and stopped at just the wrong spot and maybe smelled you a little bit. This really helps for you to hold your balance. You know, if you can have that rope lean tight against that rope, it makes you feel a lot better when you're 30 feet up a pine tree. So again, easy fall arrest system using two short pieces of rope, a Swiss seat, and you know, a tether rope with a cheap carabiner. And like I said, all this the most expensive part of this was this carabiner. It cost me about 10 bucks. I think the rope cost about 10 bucks. So pretty easy. I hope you like it, and I hope you try it this year. And remember, be safe out there, guys. Life ain't worth a deer. See you on the next one.